How's it going, guys? Eddie for Kahler. We have just finished this custom Rampage for Dr. Andre Fludd, and it has the Kahler Steeler Professional on it with our new improved version of the Auto-Latch. Now, just really quick, the Auto-Latch is a mechanism that lets you turn your floating bridge to fixed just by doing that with the bar. Now it's fixed. Now it's floating. It's floating absolutely everywhere except for the 6 o'clock position. Now, this is a lot better than just making your trem dive only, because if you want to flutter it, for example, well, you can't. And it'll just bang against that thing that makes it dive only. This is much easier, and you can have the full trem and rest your hand right here, not put the thing out of tune, palm muting. However, it takes a little bit to set up, and that's what this video is all about. So for Dr. Andre, what we have done here is created just a thing with magnets, and that's nothing new. There are lots of people that do it. We actually made these little metal things that are threadable in our machine shop. We don't really plan on putting those into production, but we couldn't find anything that was suitable, which is why we made them. So if there is a demand, maybe we will make them. I don't know. The magnets in here are just regular neodymium, 1/4 inch. Got them off of Amazon. Absolutely no big deal. Super inexpensive. What you need to notice here is this. This is the indexer for the Auto-Latch. Right now we're in the locked mode. I'll take it out of the locked mode, and it moves so little that you probably won't notice at all. What if the indexer isn't lining up? What if it's banging against the side of the thing? So we have this little adjustment screw right here. It's a 50 thousandths. And you just make very small adjustments. This thing is extremely tight in that little channel, but when it's set up right, tight is all that it needs to be. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that this is locked. We will put the bar in 6 o'clock position. We want to make absolute certain the tip of this bar is not touching anything. Setting it on this Music Nomad neck rest, it works really well for me, but you know what? Find whatever it is that you like, whatever you have that'll work for you. Now back here with the indexer, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to see, but as I move this thing, you see that it's locking in there, and we have a little steel pin that this V-groove latches onto. That's crucial because the V will self-center on that pin, but what we want to do is we want to make sure that the lever for the indexer is up. That way, as this thing moves around, we will have the indexer move where it wants to follow as we tune. Now, if this is not open right here, then it will never be in tune. So that is very important. The bar needs to be at the 6 o'clock position so that the Auto-Latch is locked with that V groove right there on the pin, self-centering, but the indexer lever needs to be open. Now, just a quick word that is completely applicable to absolutely every guitar when you're doing a setup. You want to make sure that everything is as nice and snug or torqued down as it's supposed to be. If, for example, your locking nut is loose and you're going to use the bar, it will knock everything out of tune. If your truss rod isn't properly set and it's loose, then the whole neck will move and nothing will be right. So you want to do your whole basic setup, make sure that it's good first. That's beyond the scope of this video. So we're just going to assume that everything is already perfect, which it is because I already did it. It's very important because of gravity that you tune the guitar in the playing position. If you don't, it won't be right. And if it's not in the playing position, then the indexer is going to want to move all around, especially if you don't have bar at 6 o'clock position. So with the locking nut unlocked, I'm just going to tune up real quick. Hopefully you noticed that I started in the center and worked my way from the inside out. If you start at the low E and you go up to the high E or vice versa, then what's going to happen is it will never balance correctly. So now what we're going to do is lock the nut up here. Very important. You don't have to gorilla grip it. You don't have to crank on it super duper tight. We have all of our fine tuners centered down here so that it has an equal amount of travel both ways. Let's tune this thing up. Okay, sounds good. So now what we do, because this thing is still locked on that pin, we close the indexer. Now that it's locked down, it should be perfectly in tune when I move it out of the locked position. Let's test that. I like to use G chord because it utilizes all the strings and we all know what it sounds like. So there you have it, the improved Kahler Auto-Latch. This thing will also fit now in a 32, a 37, or a 42. You will have to modify the guitar a little bit. That's just kind of the cost of doing business. And this is a Kahler specific item. Please don't ask us if it will fit on a whatever, because the answer is no. We made it on purpose to where it only fits the Kahler Fulcrums. So that's it. This has been Eddie for Kahler talking about the new Auto-Latch. And I got to go now because I got to package this thing up and send it out to Dr. Andre Fludd. See you next time.